Hi, welcome to The Pursuit of Truth. It is the 3rd of July 2018. Sort of on the back of the last podcast that I did, I was thinking about, two things actually. First, this morning I was thinking about when did we give away our own power? Because you hear people say that, power is from within, and, in some ways it is. We can do whatever we want. We do actually have that power. No one can take it away from you, only you can take your own power away from you. But in the sense of, if I decided not to do something, then they could put me in prison. So you could say that I don't really have the power. I have it, but it has consequences that I probably wouldn't like. And then it reminded me back, I was thinking, there was this idea I came up with. I was thinking of making a poem or story out of it. Because I was thinking, when I had the twins, about, you have to go and get their, register their name for the birth certificate, and you need that birth certificate to do, the things that you want to do in life. Well, it's just, you just do it, isn't it? Because it's part of the process of what you've done before. And what they tell you need to do, because if you don't do it, you get fined. Which is interesting, because then I was thinking now of if you didn't have if you didn't have a birth certificate, because I don't know who I heard, I was thinking it was on Jamie Brown's, it might have been Aon Aton, I'm not sure who it was talking about, I think it's with the free man thing, getting your own, leaving the system. So if you never had a birth certificate, would that mean you couldn't be tried, in the sense you don't exist? Because I can't remember who said it, but they were talking about how I'm thinking things and then it keeps dropping out my brain. But what I'm trying to say is that if you didn't have a birth certificate, then could you then do anything that you actually wanted? Would you be free to not work, to do whatever? But then you wouldn't be able to do anything. You wouldn't be able to buy a house, you wouldn't be able to go to the hospital, you wouldn't be able to go to school, you wouldn't be able to do anything. Well, actually some things you don't need to prove your existence, do you? Like some things you do need your birth certificate. You had to get a passport, or to claim money of the social services, or go to the hospital. Do you need a birth certificate? No one ever ask for it, do they? You could actually go to the hospital. Oh no, because you need a record, isn't it? You'd need a GP for that, and you probably wouldn't need a birth certificate when you register at a GP. But it's interesting that if you were strong enough to do that, if you thought that you didn't need all these things around you, I mean, are there people out there that don't have birth certificates? Can you be forced? Because they said they would, they would fine you, and that's very interesting that it is a forced thing then. It's forced into each one of us that we have to belong to the system. Because I was talking yesterday about, the way we live, and it's a made up way. We invented it, through generations before us. And, we then accept it, and that acceptance comes with the birth certificate. That's when we then can be counted a part of that system. So if you refuse to do it and you got fined, you'd have to have a lot of money. What would they do? Would they come and take the child away from you and say you're unfit? Is there anyone out there who doesn't have a birth certificate, and then therefore can they ever be, can you lock them up? Can you put them in prison? Can you put them in a mental institution? I mean, are they untouchable because they don't exist? They haven't sign that into the system that we all believe it is unchangeable. I don't know, it's an interesting concept really, to think that there could be, what would the state do with people who refuse to acknowledge this way of life and have decided, no, people made this up in the past and I don't want to be part of this. I want to live my own existence. Is that okay? Because apparently we live in a free world where we're free. So why wouldn't it be okay? No, you have to do this because otherwise how can we protect all of you? That's what they say, isn't it? No, but if we actually do live in a free world, then why can't we do that? Well, we obviously don't, because if you don't do your birth certificate, if you don't sign up for this way of life and agree with it, you get fined at the very beginning. And then through life, other things happen to you, isn't it? But what if you want to drop out now? Because you can't erase yourself, is it? You can't have your birth certificate removed. I suppose that would be a key thing to change the way of life, because trying to change it by people marching and protesting, I mean, look at civil rights and things. Things have changed, but they haven't really changed completely. They just reshift them and things. So we can't change people's minds like that. But if we could opt out of the system, remove ourselves, but what a life that would be, because unfortunately everything is controlled by the system, unless you lived on some island somewhere, like Lost. Anyway, that was what came to my mind. I just thought I'd discuss it with you and get your comments and spark your mind. Take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.